Hello, everyone, and welcome to my Let's Play. My name is Sam, and this is Lacelandia Episode 3. Hello, we are currently in Los Angeles, which is a mock version of LA in the United States. And yeah, this is my hotel that I have been building. I wanted to take a second to really dive into why I wanted to build a hotel in the first place here. So I got married in 2019 and we waited to go to our honeymoon until the very beginning of 2020, which is happened to be about like 2 weeks before everything kind of went into quarantine for the whole world. So we really timed that very well. But we ended up going to California and we went from LA. We drove down the coast to San Diego, and all the while we stayed at some amazing hotels. And I wanted to make some tributes to those hotels because they were really amazing experiences for us. And we um, we ended up staying at a place called the Pendry, which is super fancy. And this one in particular, this hotel right here, is based off of that one. Uh, in essence, there's a one particular piece that I'm going to do later that is a different type of roof that they had because they didn't really have any like rooftop stuff except for a pool, which was pretty cool. But I didn't want to do a pool for this build. I wanted to do a Japanese garden on the rooftop. And there was another hotel in Los Angeles, the actual Los Angeles, that we stayed at in Little Tokyo that had a little Japanese garden on the top of it, and it was so pretty, and they had so many really cool things going on with it. So I wanted to recreate that on this particular build because I think that would be a good match for what kind of vibe we got going on here. There might be another build later that I would do with some other ideas, but for now, I just wanted to kind of go over that, a little bit of inspiration for everything. Hello, Miss Switch. Are you ready for your lesson in elevators? Okay, let's hope you pay real close attention here. So, this might be attempt number 3 in trying to explain this elevator here. So I'm just going to. Are you mocking me? I may have to kill you in a moment. So the elevator is basically a regular bubble column. Get out of here! A regular bubble column that is, using the magma blocks and the soul sand to change between going up and down. So if you don't know, when you have a column of water, if you put magma on the bottom, the bubbles will pull you down, and the soul sand will push you up if you have it at the bottom. So yeah, that's the basic functionality, but what I wanted to do was make it stop you at a certain height so you could get out. That's it. And then whenever it resets, you can go back down and go to the lobby and go back up whenever you need to. So I'm going to kind of show you how I try to get it set up, but basically what I did is I used each one of these buttons to represent each one of the rooms. So if you press this one to go room number 1 and moving up. So if we go down here, it's not great. I will say that, but it is something that works. So I tried to get each one of these redstone outputs through to do a certain set of changes. So there is a piston up above on each floor that will be pushed out whenever this is activated. And then, whenever the trigger happens for the piston over here for the soul sand magma exchange goes back to magma, it also comes over here and pushes these redstone blocks back to their original position, and thus off powering the pistons above and retracting them so that way it goes back to a regular down elevator all the way through. So, did you get all of that, witch? We'll have to do a full review of this lesson later, okay? So, great timing on this take. Excellent work. So, yeah, let's go ahead and go to the penthouse just to show you what that's like from the top. I will say that going all the way up, it is kind of a weird thing that it stumbles a little bit. But we'll get up there eventually. You see what I mean? How it kind of bobs you up and down like this? I've thought that it was because I didn't have enough water source blocks in here, but it wouldn't work as a bubble column if it didn't have a water source in there. So I'm not entirely sure why it does that, but we get up here and it works nonetheless. It just takes a little bit longer than I'd like. So here in a second, we're going to see it switch back over to the down bubbles. Oh, there it goes. Aw. NWO, or the other Sam, as I think of him. He's such a nice guy. All right, so we can also stop at each floor down here. This is number 3, 2, oops, 1, and here's the lobby. So yeah, if we try to go to, say, room number 2, we do this. It does the soul sand. It pushes out the piston up here. Stops us here. And we get out. Ta-da! It works! So then, yeah, here in a second, there it goes. It got retracted. I've got a message. And we can go back down to the lobby. Ta-da! So I'm pretty proud of that. Again, the redstone is redonkulous, and I really tried to do as compact a job as I possibly could. I'm really trying to also not blow up any creepers nearby it, because it is literally like right behind these blocks. So yeah, this is the hotel. All I have left to do is the interior, and then in the future episode, I will try to do the vending machine. So let me know what kind of stuff I should work on having the vending machine dispense, because I think something fancy, but I don't know what's Minecraft fancy. Hello, Skelly Bob. He's going to come shoot me. Okay, well, I'm going to kill this guy and go back to the base and introduce you to the pup that we found in the last episode. Okay, and we're back here at the base, and please welcome everybody, Vhagar, to the family. Yes, Vhagar. He was our slow friend, Pooch. So I end up taking my dogs and leaving them somewhere like here, or up in the ship, or in the shop, or somewhere, because they die if they come with you. So I feel bad for the puppies, and I don't want them to die. And so they are much safer if they just have one singular place to hang out for an extended period of time. Recently, there's another dog in the Nether that I've frequently met up with. I think his name is Pinky Toe, which is absolutely adorable. But he's safe in a boat in the Nether, so he should be good for a while. But even that is very dangerous because it's a mobile thing and it's in the nether. But that's okay. But yes, this is Vhagar. Vhagar got another message. Vhagar is the name of a dragon in the Game of Thrones that I was talking about in the last episode. Again, it was one of my favorite shows until seasons, 8 until I wrapped. Well, 7, 6, 6, 7, and 8 were all pretty not great, but I could have dealt with them if they just had wrapped up a little bit better. But anyways, the concept of the story is great in the world. Background is amazing, and Vhagar is a really cool dragon name and a good name for a dog also because what a fierce guy, right? Like, look at him. What a just majestic, lovely fellow. Love it. I wish you could put wings on your dogs. And Vhagar agrees. So here, yeah, that is exactly what I wanted to say. Was just say hey and introduce you guys to Vhagar because he's a pretty cool looking dog, and kind of explain why I don't keep them with me everywhere I go because I love them and I want them to stick around for a lot longer than they normally do when they tend to follow you around. Even though they're nice to have as far as fellowship and adventuring companions. Maybe we'll get a pack together or something like that and go on foot places. But that might be, maybe on the next season we'll do something like that. But yeah, welcome Vhagar. You're a good boy. Now I will say right now this is absolutely atrocious. That's why I haven't really shown it yet because I'm a bit ashamed about what it looks like from the outside because, you know, it's a box. So I'd like someone to come and build out the exterior. I did have a whole idea of making this into like um making it look like rocks, but I don't really know how to make that happen. But I think it might like be kind of cool to do something along those lines. But really anything other than this would probably be better. But once you come in here, you get this little instructional book and it says grab a bow and arrow, select the start button, hop in the mine cart, press the button and forward once to get moving, shoot as many targets as possible, check your score, log on the leaderboard, and select the reset button. Targets come in 3 levels of difficulty represented by a color block next to the target. Green means you can hit the entire block and get a point. Orange means you have to hit inside the middle ring. There's the little red rings on the target block. And the red one means you have to hit the bullseye. There are multiple shots allowed on each of the scores, so you can like repeatedly shoot a green block, but it does have a little bit of a cooldown, so just keep that in mind. So that's why this says targets are spam proof, so space out your shots, even though that they're allowed. Um, so yeah, that's just the basic idea, but I'm gonna go ahead and just go through it because I think it's funner to walk through and show you. Um, but I'll go ahead and start a session where you hit start and it's going to call a mine cart here for you. Oh, don't forget your bow and arrow. I've been using a trident recently instead of a bow, so I am going to go ahead and grab one of these before I go ahead and go. And the whole idea behind this was that you're going into a mine and then it gets a little corrupted and then you end up in nether and then you come back out and then that's the end of it. But I wanted to make it so it's like those other games. Oh, it's nighttime out. I'm gonna go to sleep first. I wanted to make it like those carnival rides where you can ride through and shoot the target, and then you get your score at the end. Because those are so fun. There's a place called Silver Dollar City in Missouri, which is a state nearby me, that you can have these kinds of rides to go on, and it's real cool. I like the way that it is set up for you to be able to go on that ride. So we're still good on the start here. So there's three different options here, really. Two, there's the start and then demo. And then if one of these is lit and you come in here and it's a new game, you actually want to go ahead and hit reset. So that way you can clear out any of the remaining points from the other person that might have been coming through before you. So that's just a little caveat that if this is on and you came in, you're like, oh, I need to reset it, you can go ahead and just press that one and it will reset the whole thing. So we'll go ahead and I will kill that minecart and start a new session just so that way we can get it going the right way. So yeah, let's go ahead and hit start. You press this button, you hit forward, and we're gonna go through the track. So every time you hit one of the targets and it makes a point, you should get, oh whoops, I guess I should make it so that way you can't hit those. But, oh no, whoops, I didn't know you could hit those. Oh, horse, jeez, you scared me. And this one here, you have to hit the bullseye for it to, I think I'm going to get that one. Let's see if I can get that far green one again before I get out here. Not at all. All right, so, oh, that horse scared me. So this area is my favorite because this is where the other Sam has already done some of the work. I offered to pay him to do the interior, and he's done the first level, but we're still waiting on the next couple of ones. So these next ones aren't as finished, but the basic outline and the targets are active for you to play. So all of this is golden. Just, there we go. Let's go through here. So now we're going to go in the nether, or another area of the nether, but this one is supposed to be like the Soul Sand Valley. I went ahead and made updates to the ceilings and the floors, so that way it makes it a little easier whenever you guys come in to do those renovations. And then I haven't also really finished up decorating this area either, but it is working pretty well, so it'll knock you out of the cart automatically. No need to worry about what happens with that. You can kind of hear it resets down there, but then you can come here, look in this chest. There's your score. This round I got 9 points. Don't actually take those out. You can just leave them in there and hit reset. And those will get circulated back into the scoring system. And then you can write down your little score here. So yeah, that's how this guy works. You can also put your bow and arrow that you wanted, or that you were loaned back in there, and then you're good to go. So that's how you play this game, but it definitely needs some aesthetic work. So I would love anyone who wants to come help me figure out what to do with this exterior, or if you just want to do it and then I'll pay you, or in diamonds, obviously, or whatever the scenario is, let me know. I know Sam is working on the interior. At some point in time, I'm not too worried about rushing him getting it done because it looks all right for now. But the exterior is where I would like to focus next. So, yeah. Oh, let me go grab those armor stands real quick. I was trying to make it so that way there's a little bit of a story going on where they're working the mines. These guys, they're in the foreman talking. He's like, please let me have my job. He's like, you get out. So, and then you have this guy who's trying just to move the shipment that's going out. This guy who's doing inventory. Just a couple of different little story markers here. I like, want to finish that one, I think. Um, I think this is a nice little idea here too, just to be able to make a little scenario of things. Also, I need to get rid of all these torches and move them into lanterns or some other light source as well. Um, but yeah, so that's what this mini game is about. When people ask what's Sam's mini game going on, what do you mean by shooting minecart game? This is it. So yeah, if you want to come play it, feel free. I don't mind at all. You can come and have a good time. I'm just trying to. This is a little maintenance hallway that I use to get between the two and, excuse me, to sleep whenever I need to, before going through. I do want to put some glass over this at some point in time as well, so that way we don't have to worry about mobs coming in from the top either. Just so that way it looks real nice and everything and all that jazz. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this minecart back, and I'll get back with you in just a second. Okay, so there's one last thing I want to show you guys, and that's my. Oh, I think I messed up. No, I didn't. I think we're good. Okay, okay, good. So yeah, there's one last thing that I want to show you guys that I have been working on, and that is the original King Triton's castle idea that I had. And I have made a little bit of progress that I wanted to show you, that I wanted to get some thoughts on, maybe see what you guys think. If you guys like it, let me know. But the idea, hello, Drowned. The idea is that the ship here, that it might not look very much like, but has the general outline of, has been turned into coral partly, but it is still in the shape of a ship and has been overgrown with coral and life forms of different varieties, but mainly coral. So I wanted to do an outline of a sunken ship that has been battered and obviously down here for many ages. But whenever I'm finished with it, it's going to be lined with colorful coral and coral fans. And I probably won't be able to get a whole bunch of tropical fish over here, but maybe I'll get a couple just to hang out and see if they like don't despawn and stuff. But I'm doubtful of that attribute, but that's what I'm thinking. I think I could make that into a castle like shape where we could use the coral tubes and stuff to simulate the hmm, yeah, to simulate the towers that you would normally see in a castle. But if they were mermaids, they would probably just use stuff that was already sunken with shapes out of it. Because why would you go through the trouble of building your own thing when there's already basic organic structures that you could inhabit, that you could renovate into a really cool looking thing? So that's kind of the idea behind it. But I wanted to let you guys see what it looks like and let you guys give me some feedback on what you think about it. Hello, guys. Do you guys like it? I think they love it. This is my new neighbor, Robin the Swag. So he's looking like he's got this cool sunken TIE fighter almost over here. Or Star Wars, basic Star Wars spaceship fighter thing. Uh, Not sure if it's the X-Wing or the TIE fighter, but one of the two, it looks like that. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, let me know what you think. But I think that's gonna wrap it up for me today. We went through a lot together. We went over the hotel build, which is gonna be an ongoing project. We went over, we went over the meeting of Vhagar. We went over the mini game, and now we've just went over the Atlantica renovation. So, yeah, that's gonna be it for today. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you very, very, very much for joining me. Leave a comment, like, and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Take care, and we'll see you next time. Hello, Mr. Drowned.